Hey, I'm Rob Adler, and welcome to Understanding Upstate, the podcast dedicated to exploring what makes upstate New York such a unique place. Each week, my co-host Jim Search and I dive into a new upstate topic to better understand what's up upstate. And this week, we are paying a visit to the most iconic sports store franchise in the 607, and dare I say, the entire country, maybe even the world, Jim. It's Dick's Sporting Goods, which the eagle-eyed listener will notice it's not Wegmans today.
It's not. And we're going to talk about that very shortly. And, it's funny. I do want to give a shout out to my man, Steve Russner again. When I was up in Rochester last week, we were actually talking about Dick's Sporting Goods. There was a jingle, and it was like,
oh, man.
Dick's Sporting Goods, Dick's for the sport of it. And he has looked everywhere. And, Steve's a true audiophile, and he cannot find it anywhere. It is.
What year do you think it was from?
Oh my God. I mean, I would say the 80s. Maybe in the.
So I've done regional commercial searches for specific commercials, and whether Steve has done this or not. If he hasn't, he should try this if he's listening, which he should also be listening.
Yeah.
You have to, in my experience, you have to do like I was looking for commercials out of Madison, Wisconsin. Oh, I can't talk. Out of Madison, Wisconsin in like the 80s and 90s. And you have to do like K-Tel local TV station or radio station commercial breaks 1985. You have to get a 2-hour video that someone compiled of commercial breaks, and you just gotta scrub through it, man.
We got to do the heavy lifting to get to that jingle, man. But you know what? Some people do have to get to.
Ooh, what do they have to get to?
They have to get to subscribing, rating, and reviewing our show.
That's true. A lot less effort, if I might say.
Yeah, way less effort. You just got to tell a friend about the show. You got to rate it. You got to review it. And again, give us 5 stars in Apple. We earned it. We deserve it. You know what I mean? And to be honest with you, you're doing your civic duty.
There you go.
Mm-hmm. So get in there.
Jim, what was the tagline? Dick for the dick of it? What was the...
For the sport of it, perhaps?
Dicks for the...
Dicks for the dick of it, I guess.
Dicks for the... Hey, look, it's going to be a long episode.
Yeah, you're going to hear a lot of that. But it is Dick's Sporting Goods, Dick's for the sport of it.
Dick's for the sport of it. Got it.
Yes.
The punctuation in that matters, but hey, we don't have the original source material, so we don't.
Right. I mean, I did live it. So I'm here, and it's one of those jingles that, like, if you ask anybody of a certain age from like the Binghamton area, they're going to know it. Without a doubt.
It's very much like the Midwest. I think they have stores outside of the Midwest, maybe, but there's a hardware store called Menards.
Right.
Commercials played all the goddamn time, and they have a little jingle, save big money at Menards. Which, of course, when you're like 7, save big money at Menards? Come on.
There it is.
Come on. It doesn't get any funnier than that when you're 7 years old and that's playing on the radio or the TV.
That is an uncontested layup right there.
It's true. Well, hey, you know what wasn't an uncontested layup? Our attempt at a Wegmans live record, which we'll talk about in a segment I'm calling Understanding Upstate Update, which doesn't have a jingle. It does not have a jingle. That's only it's only Upstate Update.
Right.
This is the Understanding Upstate Update. Jim, are you ready to get into what happened?
Yeah, we got to tell the people they deserve it. They need to know. They need to know.
So in my infinite wisdom, we had scheduled this on a Thursday for this past week at the time of this record. And I was like, hey, Jim, why don't we do it on the weekend? Let's push it to Sunday. And you're like, no problem. We'll do it. Which was I was looking forward to it. It was, I think, going to be probably a shit show because it was pre-Super Bowl Wegmans.
Yeah. Yeah. We were going to see a lot of people, see a lot of sights and lights.
It was going to be busy. I was ready for Danny's favorite sub. Like, I had eaten breakfast early in the morning. I was going to be like peak hungry. I got all the gear ready. I got the mic packs ready to go, the audio interface ready to go. I head to the car, hitting the clicker, not hearing a beep, not getting an unlock. It was like either the beeper's dead or the car's dead. I'm pretty sure we just changed out the battery on our key. Sure enough, the fucking car battery was dead. A very lovely neighbor he would not jump me from his car. It's like, there's computer issues. I don't want to do it, but I got this battery back. And he like pretty much talked like that.
Sure.
He was trying to give me like fatherly advice on getting the snow off my car. He's like, oh, you got to get the snow off this car. You're going to get a ticket. I was like, sir, grew up in Minnesota. I know all about it. I appreciate it. Like, oh, so you know about the snow and tickets. I was like, yes.
I do.
That didn't work. And battery didn't have enough charge. And then, went with the AAA route, which then became a 2-hour wait in fucking Brooklyn. It's not like we're out of the middle of nowhere. 2-hour wait. Me and my wife had a lovely sandwich lunch in the car as we were waiting. Took some turns. But the long story short, we did not make it to Wegmans.
No. Which... Sadly, Spiedie Freaks and Rattlesnake Pete's, it is a dream deferred. We will get there, though. Promise you that. We're not.
The plan is the next few weeks, next several, whichever has a less specific number tied to it. I feel like few is 3.
Right.
Several could be. Look, I mean, we could do a surprise drop tomorrow. You don't know.
You don't know.
We probably won't,
but you don't know that.
It's true.
About that.
It's true, but it's very much a real attempt was made, and we can guarantee another attempt will be made in the future,
without a doubt.
Well, we got to start the main portion of this episode without a doubt.
I do have an upstate update.
Oh, that's right. Oh, well, shit, new segment.
That's right, baby. So I am very pleased to announce that Stellar Presents, a comedy show that happens over at Stellar Human. We kicked that off last year, March 23rd, is coming back to Stellar Human. We are going to be doing a comedy show there March 28th.
Nice.
Doors at 6:30. Show's going to be at 7. The flyer and all that jazz is going to be out very soon. I just spoke to LaRue, the owner of Stellar Human, and we've finalized that, but I wanted to get ahead of, doing all the fun promo and stuff. It's going to be a great show. Stephen Brown is going to be hosting. I'm going to headline that motherfucker, and my good friend and very funny comedian Josh Alba is going to be joining me on the show. So come on out for that. Tickets are going to be, what did we say they were going to be? I think they're going to be $20 on Eventbrite and $25 at the door. Nice. So, folks, it's going to be the time of your motherfucking life. We want you to show up to that motherfucker.
I mean, if anyone wants to get a lowdown on the good work that's being done at Stellar Human to prepare for your upcoming show, we got an episode for you.
And also, go listen to that. But also, I do want to shout out LaRue, and his store is going to be moving to 161 Washington Street.
Downtown, right?
Right
in
downtown,
right?
Right in downtown Binghamton.
Yeah.
So in celebration of the new space, we're going to do a comedy show. It's going to be great. And he's been very... Stellar Human has put on a lot of great events and shows in the last few months. And I want to really give them a shout out. Had a very dope hip hop night over there, which there's some really talented people coming out of the 607, and I'm pleased to say that LaRue and that space has given them a home. And just like he will be giving our show a home on the 28th of March. So get out there. Come on now. Let's do it.
Well, speaking of other talented people from the 607, should we get into the almighty Dick Stack?
Richard Dick Stack is who we're going to be talking about. Let's
talk about Dick Stack. Dick Sporting Goods. Oh man, I'm gonna have a hard time getting through this episode.
See, the thing is that this is one of those jokes that when you grow up in the area, you've heard every iteration of like, oh my gosh, you're going to Dick's.
Sure.
So I've just heard them all. I know them. Right.
But it couldn't be more perfect that his last name is Stack. I love it. I please pardon me if I, don't act like I've been there before. I've been to Dick's before, but I've, learning about the original is a new experience for me. So.
There's going to be a fun ride. So let's buckle up. Dick's Sporting Goods Incorporated is an American chain of sporting goods founded in 1948 by Richard Dick Stack. It is the largest sporting goods retailer in the United States and is listed on the Fortune 500. Richard Dick Stack started the company as a fishing tackle store in, you guessed it, folks, Binghamton, New York, That's motherfucking right. In 1948, right on Court Street, and he began with a $300 loan from his grandmother. It all started there. Now, fun fact, and this is what I was telling you about off mic here, is the urban legend was when the store was in its when it was not at like full tilt, but like when it was prosperous enough, and Richard was walking around the store, he assumed because it's his store that the items on the shelf are his. So he can do whatever he wants. So he would go fishing and he would just grab shit off the shelf and then just be out. So people would have to go behind him and write down the things that he took.
Yeah.
And then be sure to adjust for the store, because it wasn't shop. In his mind, he's like, well, this is my store. These are my things, and I'm going to go do what it do.
That's kind of, I was going to say this later, but the store looks like, just from the outside, this original location looks like the sporting store from The Sopranos.
Yes.
Just the attitude of going in and taking what you want is like when Tony Soprano takes ownership of that sporting store.
Right. It's like Dick Stack busted out his own store by just taking his own shit off the shelves. Which
nice work if you can get it.
Sure. Fine institution. We're going to be talking about the Court Street location very shortly. Been in there dozens, if not millions of times in my life.
Sure.
My lovely fiance bought a pair of sneakers there. So fun fact about the Dick's on Court Street. But back to the lowdown and the history of Dick's Sporting Goods. Dick's for the sport of it. Edward W. Stack, son of Richard, and his siblings purchased Dick's from their father in the early 80s when the company had 2 locations in upstate New York. And also, there's been this, just a quick aside here, there was on Instagram, they were floating around this ad from Dick's Sporting Goods from the early 80s, or I'm sorry, the mid 80s, and it was pricing for sneakers. It was a whole sneaker ad they ran, and a pair of Jordans were $60, and everyone was like, "What the fuck?" It was wild.
Sure.
Obviously, we're not adjusting for inflation, but the vibes. So back again. We're back on the road, guys. Veered off, but we're back on the road. Stack established a board of directors, opened additional stores, and relocated the company's headquarters to Pittsburgh. Why? In 1994. He became chairman and CEO following his father's retirement in 1984 and led the company during its initial public offering, or IPO, in 2002. Dick's operated primarily throughout the eastern United States until 2009 and has since expanded across the country. That is right, baby. Court Street is worldwide, bitch. There are more than 800 Dick's stores in 47 states as of 2023. How about that?
I think the last time I was at a Dick's was on Staten Island. This was maybe 2 summers ago, and my wife and I, or my then fiance and I, were picking up my engagement party suit from a Men's Warehouse. I was like, I should really do some exercise. So we went to a Dick's. I got a jump rope, and that jump rope has never seen the light of day. Because I realized when you do it in a backyard that is just effectively an alleyway, and we have like a raised little backyard. You've been there. But
I've been there.
The listeners. It's kind of like a little stage, and it's very small, and you are very much putting on a show looking like an idiot when you haven't jump roped since you were like 7. So it was a real, unnecessary purchase at the end of the day, but happy to support Dick's.
That's right. Here for it. So, Dick's launched the women's athleisure, fitness, and lifestyle store Chelsea Collective in 2015, opening 2 stores in Pittsburgh and Tysons, Virginia, in the D.C. metro area. The shops closed in 2017. You flew too close to the sun, I'm afraid, there. The company launched Dick's Team Sports HQ in 2016, offering youth sport teams, websites, uniforms, and sponsorship options. And if I'm not mistaken, I believe there is one of these HQs right outside the Oakdale Mall, which is right near Binghamton, New York. We should talk about the Oakdale Mall. That's another institution. We'll put that on the list.
Should go to the Oakdale Mall.
Well, sadly, it has seen far better days. In its zenith, it was the place to be across the street.
Much like most malls.
Yeah, brick and mortar malls have seen better days. But yeah, we should go. Hey, look, I'm not afraid of going back to the Oakdale Mall. I got millions of stories of that motherfucker. Yeah, we got to talk about that. Yeah, the place is crazy. That place was crazy. A lot of
put it on the list.
Yeah, we'll get it on the list after the show. Dick's opened its first Field and Stream store in Cranberry Township, a suburb of Pittsburgh. Man, they're just really hitting these suburbs. Yeah. In 2013. 35 Field and Stream stores were open across the country as of 2018, which means that they are just printing money at this point, which Edward Stack is a billionaire, by the way. I looked it up. He is,
I believe it.
With a B.
I believe
with a capital B.
He's stacking the money? Stacking them up?
It was just, that is money. That was money right there. Yeah, I'm not afraid of that either. In 2023, Dick's shuttered its first Field and Stream brand by converting its remaining Field and Stream stores to its House of Sport concept, or large format Dick's stores. Okay. Now, folks, you may be wondering, is Dick's on the right side of history? What I'm about to tell you is going to cement that. After the Stoneman Douglas High School shooting in 2018 of February, Dick's stopped selling assault rifles and high-capacity magazines and increased the minimum age for purchasing guns to 21. Smart move. Dick's branded stores had suspended assault-style weapon sales following the Sandy Hook Elementary School shooting in 2012, but the guns were still available for purchase at Field and Stream locations. Dick's has never carried bump stocks. We appreciate you. Salute to you. The company currently operates 5 distribution centers, the most recent in Conklin in southern tier of New York. That's right, baby. Opened in 2018 and has further expanded to fulfill online sales and a few months later. In 2019, Dick's launched its privately held clothing line called DSG. Ooh. The company's other brands included a women's line called Kalia and their men's wear brand VRST, which
It's too many letters.
Yeah. I feel like we wouldn't be doing our job if we were critical of some of the things. I'll support Dick's forever. However, when I think we're going left, we gotta call it out.
I mean, someone wasn't doing their job in the branding department. That's all I'll say.
Well, listen, I feel like when you're like a multi-billion-dollar company, you're just kind of like, hey, you know what? Let's do a line of jock straps and call them dickheads. Right.
Dick's Picks? I don't know.
Right.
Like, what are we doing here?
Yeah.
VRST? It sounds like a file format that's like buried deep in your computer's library.
Yeah.
I need those VRST files. It's not a clothing brand.
No. But you know what? Who are we? Other than one of the best podcasts you ever listened to, please go download, review, and subscribe to our show. Now, on to some partnerships and sponsorships, because they ain't just stopping with sporting goods. I'm telling you that right now. The company signed a 20-year naming rights agreement for Dick's Sporting Goods Park, a soccer-specific stadium for the Colorado Rapids team in Commerce City, Colorado, in 2006. How about that?
Jim, the last time I was in Colorado, which was not that long ago because my parents lived there, as we were leaving the airport, the Denver airport, we went through Commerce City. And I said, Commerce City, that's a weird name. What the hell goes on there? I believe my dad said, not much.
Not a lot.
But now we know. It's, my mind is blown that I now know
what's
about
going on
something that happens in Commerce City.
That's huge. Now this is huge, man.
The name of that town has been bugging me forever, because when you drive through Commerce City, it's just subdivisions. It just looks like suburbs that have been thrown into the middle of the plains of Colorado.
Right.
So, hey, there we go. Dick's is making things happen.
From Binghamton to Colorado, baby.
There you go.
Dick's has sponsored the Pittsburgh Penguins and the team's home arena, the PPG Paint Arena, formerly Consol Energy Center. Sporting events sponsored by Dick's have included Dick's Sporting Goods Open, which we're going to talk about in a little bit, and the Pittsburgh Marathon. Dick's began sponsoring ESPN's College Football Kickoff Week in 2009. So when I tell you they're everywhere, folks, they're everywhere. In 2015, the company sponsored Olympic and Paralympic athletes and hopefuls and became the official sporting goods retailer for Team USA for the 2016 Summer Olympics and Paralympics.
What does that mean? They're the official sporting goods retailer for Team USA, so they have to go to Dick's? Like, oh shit, LeBron's like, we ran out of basketballs. I got to go to Dick's.
They cornered the market. That's a pretty big fucking deal, man.
Sure.
To get such a accolade. Dick's
Up
and
there
Team
with,
USA.
Our friend Ralph.
Yep. I was gonna say Ralph Lauren Polo has been a huge part of the Olympics, to say the least. So they're in good company, is what I'm trying to say.
Mm-hmm.
Dick's and Team USA established the Ambassador Program and Contenders Program in partnership with the U.S. Olympic Committee, employing Olympians and prospective Olympic athletes. Pretty dope. Dick's employed approximately 200 Team USA athletes competing in 35 different Olympic and Paralympic sports as of March through July 2016. The athletes worked in 89 stores in 32 states.
Cool.
Yeah, that's pretty awesome, man. They're keeping athletes paid, which, contrary to popular belief, like Olympians do not make a lot of money in any way, shape, or form.
No,
it's not a growth industry, to say the least.
If you're on the U.S. handball team, it's
yeah, you're not. Yeah, you're relying on the goodwill of companies, which luckily Dick's is one of those that are doing right by them. So, Dick's partnered with Carrie Underwood in 2015 to launch Kalia, a fitness lifestyle line.
Yeah.
There you go. There
the one that closed down after 2 years, right?
Right. Yeah, the short.
It went Underwood. Pretty good. What? The company went Underwood? It went Underwood?
I don't know.
Spiedie Freaks, Rattlesnake Pete's, write in. Tell me if that joke sucked or not. I think it was pretty good.
We'll see. We'll see how they ring off for that one. In 2017, Dick's entered a multi-year partnership with the United States Youth Soccer Association to provide team management technology and sponsor the U.S. Youth Soccer National Championships.
Cool.
Since 2021, Dick's has been in a multi-year agreement to be the official retail partner of the WNBA. You think it would? It has not stopped, folks.
Yeah.
It really has not stopped. Now, in 2021, Dick's collaborated with Nike and Devonta Smith, wide receiver for the Eagles. Congratulations to the Philadelphia Eagles. In 2023, the company worked with the Boston Athletic Association, making Dick's the official sponsor of all the association's events, including the 2023 Boston Marathon and associated events. They also became the official sporting goods retailer of the NCAA. If you're playing sports, guys, understand that the Edward Stack is going to make some money on it. That same year, Dick's subsidiary Game Charger signed a deal with Major League Baseball to promote youth sports. So, folks, when I tell you, I'll say it again. There ain't a game of handball that's going to go down anywhere in the country without Dick's Sporting Goods, Dick's for the sport of it, and is going to have its hand in it.
Now, they haven't gotten into the professional pinball game yet, so
give it time. Give it time, man. The sun hasn't set on that yet. I'm telling you.
That's true.
They know what they're doing. Now, there is an event that has taken place for some years now and has gone through many different names, but as is right now is the Dick's Sporting Goods Open. Rob, tell us about it.
Let's get into it here. The Dick's Open is a golf tournament held in Endicott. I'm saying it with the proper pronunciation this time.
You said it in a true 607 cadence. I like it.
That's true. As part of the PGA Tour Championships. It debuted in July 2007, supplanting the BC Open. I assume that's Broome County?
Yes, that was at one point that was what this golf tournament was.
A former PGA Tour event from 1971 through 2006. That's long-standing. And it is sponsored, of course, by Dick's Sporting Goods, founded in the adjacent Binghamton.
Now,
I love that it's called Dick's Open.
Now, there you go.
Good name. Solid.
Rob, do you know what golfer played in the BC Open?
I'm going to say Arnold Palmer.
He might have, but I'm thinking of one more. I would argue a bigger name in golf than Arnold
Does
Palmer.
he have a delicious beverage named after him, Jim?
No, but
well,
there was a gentleman, Tiger Woods.
Okay.
I hope I'm pronouncing his name right.
I'll remember his name when he gets in the beverage game.
Yeah, but not any time before that. That's the deal breaker there.
There's time for him. He can, look, he's a young upstart in the beverage game. Look, mixing iced tea and lemonade, it's taken.
Sure.
It's done. You can mix like Coca-Cola and lemonade. That might be good. Who knows? Come on, Tiger Woods. He's already cornered the market on golf. Figure out a better beverage than the goddamn Arnold Palmer. Then we can talk.
You could also be one of the youngest dominating forces in golf. You could do that too. But hey,
Jim,
listen.
If you know anything about me, are you surprised by the fact I'm more interested in beverages than golf?
I'm not too blown away by it. But I can tell you that one Tiger Woods has passed through Binghamton, New York. Wasn't allowed in Uncle Tony's because he was too young. And he said, but I'm fucking Tiger Woods. And they said, we don't care who you are. You are not old enough to be in this bar. True story.
I mean, maybe that's why he doesn't like beverages. Jesus, we're uncovering a lot here.
Well, I don't know, man. I don't know. My man was hanging out in Hooters a lot, so that's a different.
There's
whole different conversation.
Sure.
If you guys, that's a separate podcast. Anyway, tell us more about Dick's Sporting Goods Open, please.
Well, the tournament is played at the Enjoy Golf Club in Endicott in upstate New York. Enjoy Golf Club, which I believe that's Enjoy from our friend EJ.
That's right, Endicott Johnson. Yeah,
Endicott Johnson Shoe Company. You should check out our episode on that because we talk a lot about that. Anyway, the golf club, the Enjoy Golf Club, opened 98 years ago in 1927 under the original design of Ernie Smith. The golf course was originally built by George F. Johnson, the owner of Endicott Johnson Shoe Company. Johnson created the golf course as a place of recreation for his employees who worked at the local shoe factory in Endicott. Long story short, he was a big fan of welfare capitalism, which is basically trying to provide services and
the whole nine
in all senses: entertainment, healthcare, housing, and whatnot for workers. In parts so they wouldn't unionize, but also it seemed like Endicott Johnson mostly thought it was the right thing to do. Certainly helped his company, but anyway, back to Dick's. The event is operated by Broome County Community Charities. The purse in 2016 was $2 million, with a winner's share of $300,000. That's pretty good for a golf game. 2016.
Yeah, I mean, I'll take it.
You'd buy a lot of Spiedies.
Oh, you could get Spiedies for days, man.
You could probably buy your own Spiedie restaurant for $300,000. At least in 2016.
Just saying. IJS.
All right, we got Concert on the Green. This is a feature of the tournament, and a concert is presented adjacent to the 18th green after the conclusion of Friday's play. Going back, we got Bon Jovi in 2017 hitting things off with a real crowd pleaser, right?
Now, I'm going to ask you, see if there's a theme see if there's a through line with every act that you're about to read off here.
And next we have Blake Shelton. Then we have Keith Urban. 2020, we don't have a tournament. 2021, a group called Old Dominion. I don't like the sound of it. I don't know what it is, but I don't think I like it. Zach Brown Band in 22, Kenny Chesney in 23, and Luke Bryan in 2024. Jim, it sounds like a lot of white dudes.
Yes.
And I don't know. Well, I don't like Blake Shelton. I was going to say, the further down that list you go, I like the people less.
Right.
I think it's just I think Keith Urban's fine. He's Australian. He's married to isn't he married to she's like the most famous actress from Nicole Kidman, right?
Maybe.
Yeah, he's married to Nicole Kidman. He's fine. John Bovi's fine. Do you know what the John Bovi family business is, Jim?
John Bon Jovi.
Just a side note. Yeah, the Bon Jovi family business. There's other Bon Jovis, of course, but there's a family business aside from the band in New Jersey. Do you know what it is?
Piano sales.
Far better than that. It's a funeral home. It is well known amongst my loved ones that I would love for my funeral to be held at the Bon Jovi funeral home. I believe John Bon Jovi's sister is the current funeral director.
That's good. She's staying busy. That's good.
I'm certain of it. Anyway, there are a lot of strong choices there. You ever go to any of the concerts on the green?
No.
Okay.
Not at all. If you looked at the lineup, I'm probably not going to fit in too well in that wave. That's a party I'm not invited to. I know this for certain.
Well, let's talk about some legal proceedings that Dick's was invited to, shall we, Jim?
They did get invited to some parties in court.
There's a few. Let's see. First up, in July of 1971, Dick's was told of infringing a patent owned by Furnace Brook, LLC, a lawsuit filed in the Northern District of Illinois. We've got a nice long gap here, though. 2005, the company restated the first 3 fiscal quarters of 2004, as well as full year figures due to adjustments to its accounting for leases and tenants or construction allowances. Jim, I don't know what that means.
I don't either.
I assume things have worked out.
I hope so. I want that for them.
They were then again accused of infringing on a patent owned by the Donkey Company, Incorporated. What do you think the Donkey Company...
I mean, if the name holds true, I'm going to assume that they are selling donkeys.
Donkey Company Incorporated develops and sells milk and soaps. Currently, there is a donkey company making organic donkey milk soaps. Is that the same donkey company? Couldn't tell you. But hey, go get some donkey milk soap. It sounds disgusting.
Let us know.
Yeah, keep us posted. Let's see. In 2014, Dick's brought a lawsuit against Modell's. That's a real clash of the titans.
Yeah.
Against the CEO, Mitchell Modell, who was featured on an episode of Undercover Boss in 2012 for going undercover into one of their stores to gain access to retail secrets. Holy shit.
Corporate espionage.
That's fucking crazy. You're not supposed to do that on Undercover Boss.
Wow.
That's awesome. They filmed it. They put it out. CBS was like, it's fine.
Should be fine.
That's great. I mean, hey, but the Modells in my neighborhood closed. The Dick's on Staten Island still there. So
still going up.
Yep. Let's see. The lawsuit was settled out of court for undisclosed terms. Independent analysts suggested that Modell visited the store on a whim rather than as a part of some plot to steal information. Yeah, but you did it on TV, buddy.
Yeah, man.
Yeah.
No bueno.
Let's see. In 2018, Dick's was sued for age discrimination by at least 2 people for no longer selling long guns to 18 to 12-year-olds where legal. One case was settled in November 2018.
I think that's 20-year-olds.
The second case was reported as resolved by an attorney for the plaintiff in 2018 without disclosing details of any settlement. Jim.
Yeah.
There were no disclosed details from the settlement, but I believe we have some grave news to disclose to our fair Spiedie freaks and Rattlesnake Pete's.
Yeah, and this hit hard for the 607 as well. As we had spoken very fondly of the flagship store, the OG, the Nexus, where it all began on Court Street, baby. It was the beginning. Well, guess what, folks? It's the end of an era. The original Dick's Sporting Goods is to close. Heartbreaking. According to Dick's Sporting Goods press team, the original Dick's Sporting Goods on Court Street in Binghamton, New York, is closing after 77 years in business. Golly. In a statement, the press team said, "We are incredibly proud of our Court Street store's long-standing legacy, and we deeply appreciate the dedication of our teammates and loyalty of our customers at this location over the years. You're welcome. We look forward to continuing to serve the community through our House of Sport in Johnson City, Going, Gone in Vestal and Conklin Distribution Center, and the Dick's Open." According to the store, Dick's Sporting Goods was founded in 1948. That's fucking right. When an 18-year-old Dick Stack, an avid fisherman, began his bait and tackle shop in Binghamton, New York. Now, listen, it's become a little bit of a what do I want to say? Standard practice here at Understanding Upstate to pull up pull up some reviews of the stores that we are talking about, which, here to tell you guys, we said it over on the last episode about we were reading reviews for Skate Estate. You're going to have 1 and 5-star reviews. But they're always so wild because the 1 stars are so much vitriol. So much. And the 5 stars are so passionate. There's even a 3-star one we're going to get into that I thought was fucking wild.
Yeah. Wow. I'm most interested in a 3-star review.
Yeah, that's because rare. But what they say in it is just like we'll get there. We're going to get there.
Sure.
All right.
Sure.
So here we have pulled some reviews from the flagship store. And we're going to start off. We're going to come in hot because we're coming in with a 1 out of 5 stars. And the headline is, worst customer service ever at Dick's Sporting Goods. Manager Nick was incredibly rude. I've never had such a terrible experience with a store in my life. I bought a softball bat for my daughter, but was given the wrong size by the employee who, quote unquote, helped me. Since I don't live near Dick's, I had to overnight a new bat myself and figured I'd return the wrong one when I was back in town. When I finally returned, that's when the nightmare really began.
Shit.
And nightmare is doing a lot of work in that sentence.
Sure.
Because of some new computer system, the store refused to return the bat or put money back on my card. Well, you just got to talk to your credit card company after this. Yeah. At this point, dude.
Yep.
Which is how I paid just a week ago. Instead, they forced me to take a gift card. I needed that money back for groceries, not a useless gift card.
Fuck.
But the worst part of all, Nick, the so-called manager, and managers in quotes, was completely useless and beyond rude. When I asked him to call his manager or even another store manager to help figure out the situation, he outright refused. His response, you can call corporate and figure it out. God damn, Nick.
Jesus, Nick.
Jesus, you missed some real tutorials here and some real orientation about management, I think. While he just stood there, refusing to lift a finger to help, I was standing at the register waiting, and he wouldn't even try. He was incredibly nasty, with a horrible attitude, and showed zero concern for a customer who was clearly in a bind. It was like he enjoyed making the situation harder. Which he probably did.
Sure.
I would not be shocked at that. Honestly, it's hard to believe someone so unprofessional and rude is even allowed to manage a store. This was beyond frustrating. It was insulting. I will never, in all caps, shop at Dick's Sporting Goods again after this complete disaster of an experience. If you value your time, money, and being treated like a human being, stay far away.
In that order, too.
Yeah. Wow, man, I'm telling you, we came in real hot, but we're gonna cool off a little bit. This is a 3 out of 5 stars, and someone said, not enough selection of life jackets.
Amen.
That's it. Not enough life jackets for my taste. 3 out of 5 stars.
You know, Jim, I have been in a couple stores and actually didn't go to a Dick's when looking for life jackets, and now I'm glad I didn't go.
Sure.
Because I had already been to many stores looking for a life jacket for an inflatable kayak. And said many a time, not enough selection of life jackets. If I got a Dick's, would have been similarly disappointed. And I've been holding on to that for a while, wondering what would have happened if I went to Dick's.
What would have been? All right. Well, we're gonna round this off. Okay, we're gonna leave on a high note. This is a 5 out of 5 star review. Not enough selection of life jacket. I'm just kidding.
Best life jacket selection ever.
Yeah. Incredible life jacket selection. Couldn't get enough. Got 2 for each member of my family. No, that's not what it says, people. This is the real review. Came in for skates for my kid. Tyler greeted us and did an amazing job. It was not a sure thing I was going to buy them, but the level of knowledge and kindness from Tyler guaranteed the sale. I didn't get the name of the gentleman who sharpened the skate, but he did a great job and put a lot of care on how the final product looked. Amazing service.
There you go.
That, my friends, is how you handle customer service interaction.
Skates are a big, ice skates are a big purchase. Those suckers can cost a pretty penny. You know?
Yeah. And you know what? The Court Street Dicks showed up.
It's not like you're some chump off the street buying a goddamn softball bat.
Right. Remember
Skates
that guy?
Yeah.
He was in a bad place, man. He was
I believe he was in a bind, if I remember correctly.
Yeah. He was not feeling it.
No.
He was less than pumped about this.
It's true.
So, all right. Rob, we have talked all about the reviews of this here joint.
Mm-hmm.
But now, tell us a little bit about what the Press Connects has to say. And I'm going to talk about Press Connects at the end.
Sure.
I told you off mic how I feel about them, but tell us what do they have to say?
So this is I think it's from a press release when Ed Stack had a book come out. The book was called It's How We Play the Game, Build a Business, Take a Stand, Make a Difference. Ed Stack, chairman and CEO of Dick's Sporting Goods. And this article or press release kind of chronicles a little bit of the recent history of the store and the move actually from Binghamton to Pittsburgh. So that's some interesting things to pull from here, which we'll dive into. And it's, I think, a nice way to summarize today's episode. And there's a lovely quote we're going to end on too.
Great.
All right. Dick's Sporting Goods CEO Ed Stack reflects on growth, controversy, and Binghamton, which is where the article had me hooked. CEO Ed Stack, in a new book, reflects on how Dick's Sporting Goods grew from a Binghamton bait and tackle shop to a sporting goods behemoth. Stack reflects on the retailer's nationwide growth and touches on various topics, including his decision to remove guns from many of the store's shelves and the controversy. Why he finally made the decision to move company headquarters from Pittsburgh to Binghamton, why he resisted at first, but then agreed to sponsor the PGA Tour Championship event in Endicott, and when Dick's Sporting Goods decided to remove assault-style weapons and large-capacity magazines from more than 700 stores nationwide, the blowback was predictable. Some firearms manufacturers cut the chain off from all their wares. Social media reaction from detractors was swift and often brutal. For Ed Stack,
not like shooting up a school though. That's not brutal at all.
No.
But go on. You're right.
For Ed Stack, the chief executive who delivered the new corporate policy in a string of 3 network interviews following the mass shooting at Marjorie Stoneman Douglas School in Parkland, Florida, not far from his Florida home. It even meant the temporary end of a long-term friendship. I will never buy anything from Dick's, wrote a Twitter commenter after Stack announced Dick's was halting some gun sales. I cannot stand businesses that cannot mind their own business. What?
What now?
Literally minding their own it's his business. It's his fucking family business.
Right.
Okay. Anyway, and that was one of the milder selections from a collection in Stack's new book, It's How We Play the Game. Scribner's, $28, reasonable price. Let's see. Moving on to growth of the store. The 305-page book documents how an East Side Binghamton bait and tackle shop started on a shoestring, grew into a sporting goods retailing behemoth, became one of the nation's largest merchandisers of Nike, Under Armour, and Yeti brands. People got to get those coolers, man.
Yep.
Over the span, it beat down or acquired some formidable competitors, was resurrected when the founder almost gave up on the business and hit a cash crunch caused by overexpansion, only to be rescued by an unlikely lender. Yeah. What comes through in many of these pages is the affection Stack has for his hometown and how
Hell
his
yeah.
business philosophy is partially steeped in the lessons learned in Binghamton. We might have to read this goddamn book.
Yeah, this sounds fucking great.
Yeah. When he started working at his father's shop at the age of 13, the younger Stack's fate was etched in stone, in spite of seemingly constant battles with his dad whenever the subject of expansion was discussed. Time to take a stand. Even though Dick's Sporting Goods was on track to become the largest sporting goods retailing chain in the nation, Stack never sought the spotlight until the mass school shootings at Sandy Hook and Parkland. If Congress wasn't going to take a stand on sensible gun laws in the wake of those tragedies, then someone else had to step in, Stack recalls. And if it had to be Dick's, so be it. AR-15s and other military-style rifles are like catnip to the deranged, Stack writes. Jesus Christ.
That's tough right there.
That's one way to put it. The military variant of the AR-15 has just one purpose: to kill people. Banishing assault-style weapons from the chain stores came with due diligence. Executives knew the reaction would be fast and furious, with ripples to overall sales. It trimmed about $250 million from the chain's top line as the boycott movement among opponents took hold, affecting not only gun sales, but other assorted merchandise. Comparable store sales declined by as much as 4% following the decision. The Peeperweed anger just didn't buy firearms from us. They bought baseball gloves, riding shoes, and sportswear for themselves and their families. There you go.
There it is.
Let's see. Additionally, and this is, I think, the most interesting part of it. Additionally, rather than returning the banned firearms to manufacturers, the chain sawed $5 million worth of rifles into scrap. They just turned it over to a metal recycler, which I think is maybe the. Go ahead.
That's like the ethical thing to do, because if you just return the guns to the manufacturers, they're just going to resell the guns.
It's a real put your money where your mouth is kind of thing. Not only we don't want to profit off this shit, but also let's just destroy the stock we have. I was impressed to see they fucking destroyed them. Let's see. And he talks about the strike a little bit more, and how, or not the strike, the boycott, but people would come into the stores with donuts, pizza, and flowers for the staff during boycotts, and ultimately is very happy with his decision to stop the sale of those guns. And again, they still sell I think sporting rifles, because he's a
professional gun owner.
Yes. See, I can see the day coming when we sell guns in only a fraction of our locations, Stack writes, and it's a safe bet we will trade exclusively in those weapons designed for real sport. So there you go. All right. Dick's did leave Binghamton, so let's learn a little bit more about what went into Ed's decision here.
Yeah.
To move the headquarters. In the book that seems to be written much in the mold of Phil Knight's Shoe Dog, Stack reviews several mileposts in the chain's more than 70-year history. Most poignant for the Binghamton community was the chain's decision to move its headquarters to Pittsburgh in '94, a choice that pained even Stack as he drove away from his Vestal house for the last time. With his children in the back seat, I felt a sharp pang of doubt, he writes, when his second-born son, Brian, asked to sit in the backseat of the family's Toyota minivan because I just want to look at our house for as long as I can as we drive away. That's brutal.
Ouch.
Brutal. He had long promised his wife at the time, Denise, the family would eventually move to a city. Sir, you lived in a city. The city of Binghamton.
That's right.
There was a strategic argument for the move too, Stack writes. We had a hard time attracting talent to Binghamton, the kind of top talent we'd need to further grow the business. We had a few recruits in to talk with us, and they tended to love Dick's, but balk at moving to our humble little city. Well, then it's not the kind of person you want to hire.
That's right.
Mm-mm.
That's fucking right.
Sports Authority can hire them. Jesus. Let's see. 49 of the company's office staff of 51 also made the move. At the time, Dick's had 22 stores in 4 states. I want to know the 2 holdouts. I want to figure out who they are and get them on mic. The real Binghamtonians there.
Do an interview with them.
Yeah. This last part here is going to delight you, though, Jim. Dick's Sporting Goods recorded $8.4 billion in sales last year. That's not the part that's going to delight you. With $320 million in profits, there are 857 stores among the 3 concepts of Dick's, Golf Galaxy, and Field and Stream, with 42 million square feet of retail space. In the Pittsburgh suburbs adjacent to Pittsburgh and International Airport sits the impressive company headquarters. 345 Court Street is the address. Though a 6-hour drive southeast of Binghamton, bits and pieces of the community have been added to the expansive headquarters complex for a bit of hometown flavor. Annie's Pizza Kitchen, named for my mom's mom, also your grandma. The Oak Ridge Grill, named for the street where my dad built his house in Binghamton. Dutch's Deli, named for Gramps. The sit-down restaurant is called McNamara Grill, after the south side Binghamton Street, on which both my parents grew up. Stack.
I know McNarma.
How do you say it? McNamara?
I've always called it McNarma. But...
McNarma. All right. I'll edit it so it sounds seamless when I say it.
Sure. Yeah, that's on the south side, baby.
All right. The Dick's outlet at 345 Court Street on Binghamton's east side is designated as store number 1, though not the original bait and tackle shop. It remains a critical link to the chain's legacy. This was obviously written before they announced the closing. And here's the final quote I'm going to leave us with today from Ed Stack. A piece of the company's heart remains in Binghamton, and I imagine it always will.
Yes.
Now, also in this, and this is all pre-announcing of the closing, they talk about how sales, it's not a huge sales store for them. And they talk about doing something to preserve the Dick's legacy one day with that store location. I saw chatter on Reddit when this was announced on r/Binghamton that they were closing, people saying, I hope there's a sporting museum or something there. So who knows? I think there's, at least Ed Stack himself has written that there's some, feels like he's got some strong legacy ties to that store and to Binghamton. And, I hope one day we have an upstate update.
God, that'd
Spiedie
be
willing, where we get to talk about the opening of a museum or something there. That'd be pretty nice. That's Dick's, Jim. That's Dick's.
There it is, man.
There we go.
What a ride, man. What a incredible ride that we just went on here, dude. Here for it.
Yep. And yeah, I don't know if I think we said this off mic. I don't know if we said it up top. I had no idea.
I was going to say,
Binghamton.
You said no sort of clue.
Yeah. No idea. Here, me, a co-host of an upstate New York podcast, where half the episodes arguably are focused on Binghamton. How many, I've gone down. See, here's the thing. I'm too much in the weeds with my Southern Tier Volume 2 Arch Merrill book that was published in 54 or whatever. I gotta get some more current literature, I think. Hey, speaking of current things, Jim, do you have any things to recommend aside from what our the poet laureate of upstate New York has written? Are there some things that you might recommend?
Sure.
Check out.
Well, all right. Here's the deal. Let's say you just picked up a softball bat. Right?
Yeah.
You picked it up. It was the wrong one.
Yeah.
And boy, are you steaming mad. You
Sure.
you are just chewing it. You're grinding your teeth. You're that upset, right? So I have a solution for you because you're pissed and you want restitution. You want to be made whole.
Sure.
I know money's tight, but here's my suggestion. Is you go ahead and you drop a couple ducats to go pick up my album, Upstate Understandings. It's not a softball bat, right?
No.
It's not going to be on the same par with that. But just know that it'll bring you some joy. It'll bring you some levity.
Jim, do you accept Dick's Sporting Goods gift cards? Because I think pretty clear solution to this person's problem if you do.
So here's the thing: is I don't. I don't do that, but what I do accept is cash.
Sure.
I accept cash. It'd be great for you to pick that up. I think you're gonna love it. It's a fucking ride, man. Produced by Rob Adler. Wonderful piece of work. So go pick that up. Also, go to jimsearchcomedy.com. You're going to find some show dates and things like that. Like I told y'all, Upstaters, Spiedie Freaks, Rattlesnake Pete's going to be over at Stellar Human for Stellar Presents. We're going to be there March 28th at 6:30. Doors at 6:30, show at 7. There'll be some social media about it, so you can pick up tickets and shit. It's going to be a great time, man. I'm going to headline it. Josh Alba's going to feature, and my man Stephen Brown is going to host it. So come on out for that, and go follow me at jimsearchcomedy.com. That's the wave. That's where that's where you should go. So get out there for it. Rob, that's all I got. What can they do in the meantime? They've bought tickets to the show. They're doing all the right things.
Mm-hmm. Well, Jim, usually I have a long, elaborate, tale crafted, just like you have wonderfully done, tying into the episode. But
sure.
But we're losing a lot of Binghamton institutions. I'm so distraught. We're losing Dick's. I just learned about Dick's, and we're losing it. We've lost it. We've lost Denny's. I'm just you gotta hold on to the things while they're here and appreciate them, which you can do with my album New York Sticky, available at brooklynfrequency.bandcamp.com. So it's if you want to remember some of the good times or make some new good times, throw on my album, and it's gonna help you do just that. Also check out our documentary. It's called Understanding Upstate. It's a behind-the-scenes look at the making of Jim's album, Why, in fact, we are in Binghamton for a good portion of it. Sadly, we did not visit Dick's Sporting Goods.
It's in retrospect. We could have.
We only had so much time. We had a packed calendar for our 8-hour. I don't even think 8-hour, maybe 6-hour turn in Binghamton.
Drove up, shot it, drove back.
Yeah, had a Spiedie.
Had a Spiedie.
Yep.
Pulled up for that.
Got out of there. Which reminds me, we got to get out of this episode as well. But first, we got to remind people to
rate, review, and subscribe to our show.
Yeah, we got to remind people to do that. Again, if you throw us a 5-star review, tell us how great our selection of life vests is. And you can throw in a suggestion for something you'd like us to cover in the future. Maybe a live Wegmans record that will definitely happen. But do that. Jim, we got to get the hell out of here. Ready for a stupid closing pun?
Yeah, well, they don't know what we're going to be talking about.
Oh my God. I'm rushing us out the door here. I'm so sorry.
Should I tell them that?
Let's give them a hint. What's a hint for what we're going to be talking about?
It's going to be a lot of trashy food. I can tell you that right now.
Nice. Mm-hmm. Well done. Well done. Well, I got a silly up pun to close us out. If you're ready, and only if you're ready.
I'm ready. I'm ready to do it.
Well, Jim, I got this asshole who's in a bind over here, and I got to ring up a softball bat for him. So let's get out of here.
Bye. Understanding Upstate is a podcast hosted by Jim Search and Rob Adler, edited by Rob Adler, and music from Regal Monk.